dignity. Here I am, right or wrong. Where I am, you belong. When you need someone there to be strong. Here I am. When the good times come into town. Here I am. For a hand or just hanging around. Everyone sometimes stumbles and falls. Right as a number you know you can call. Just to hear someone tell you, here I am.
Sandy, guess who's in the hospital with exhaustion?
Me?
Dr. Rod Richardson, the star of my favorite soap opera.
Calm down, Julie. Now, I know you're excited, but remember hospital policy. Respect the privacy of the patient.
If we have such respect for patients' privacy, how come their gowns don't have any backs?
Good morning, Gina.
Oh, for you, maybe. Me, I'm in a mess bigger than the San Pequeño River on that day.
What's the matter?
My father wrote me. He's coming to this country to visit.
So, that's good.
No, it's bad. I told him lies about the way I live here.
Oh, hey, we all tell white lies to parents. My father still thinks I'm a virgin. Sandy, you were married 11 years. Well, the sad thing is, he's not that far off. Gina, what exactly did you tell your father?
My father does not approve of a young woman living alone, and so to ease his fears, I told him that I was engaged. When he finds out that I'm not, he's going to take me home to his farm, and I will never see America again.
What happens if you say no?
No one says no to my father. This is a man who grows food for an entire village and has nothing in return but respect. A man who led troops through 8 vicious civil wars. 3 in the month of January alone.
How come nobody gave Mr. Hammer his medication?
The coroner didn't feel it was necessary.
Fair enough.
So if all your father needs is to see a fiancé, let's find you one until he goes. That is a ridiculous idea, even from a virgin such as yourself.
Sandy, your idea, it is stupid but intriguing. Where would I find a fiancé before tomorrow?
I'll do it, but I need a prenup.
Besides, it would be practically impossible to find the fiancé that I described to my father.
Why? What did you say?
They said he's a tall and handsome doctor with a mane of thick brown hair that he sweeps back so sexy as he makes his rounds.
Here's a crazy idea. Why don't you ask Hank to do it?
Now that you mention it, there are some similarities. Oh, but I could never ask Hank. I'm too afraid. And besides, I still have my orgullo. I lost mine riding a bike. Julie, orgullo is pride. That's what I meant. What was she talking about?
Hank?
Yeah.
Honey, I need a little favor.
Yeah, sure. You need to lift home again.
Yeah, and if it's not a bother, I'd like you to be Gina's fiancé.
You got it. I'll see you out front, 3:30.
Great.
I'm sorry. What was that second thing again?
Gina's father's coming into town to visit. He's kind of an old world guy, and she told him she had a fiancé, so he wouldn't worry about her. Come on, help her out.
This is insane.
Oh, it's only for a couple of days. I'll go home and get my old engagement ring. I think it's still lodged in the wall where I threw it at Harold.
I don't believe this. You want me to be Gina's fiancé? Next thing I'll be having Paco's love child. Dream on.
Please, Dr. Mumford, she is your patient, and she just needs to talk to you a little bit before she agrees to surgery.
What in the world's the matter with a woman, Greg? I've been a physician for 15 years. You think by now she could trust me with her life? What was her name again? Mrs. Chase. How are we feeling today, huh? Well, why don't we get that consent form signed so we can schedule your surgery?
Doctor, I'm a little nervous about this operation.
Oh, you have nothing to worry about.
What about the risk of complications?
Oh, that. Well, basically, by consenting to the surgery, you're putting yourself at risk for allergic reaction to medication, anesthetic complications, possible amputation, deformity of a limb, and loss of circulation leading to paralysis. You'll be fine. See you tomorrow.
I'm not signing this.
Oh, now, Mrs. Chase, don't let Dr. Monfort scare you. He's not always the most sensitive human being.
Please, there's a guy downstairs with a toe tag who's got more warmth.
But he is a brilliant surgeon, and you have a blood clot that's very serious. It has to be removed as soon as possible. Please, Mrs. Chase, won't you sign the form?
No, I don't care. I'm not signing any papers, and I'm not having any surgery.
Will the resident in charge on 59 West call 133 West?
Oh, my God! You're Dr. Rod Richardson from TV.
My doctor says that I need a triple bypass. Can you give me a second opinion?
I'm just an actor. My name is Dave Grady. I don't know anything about open heart surgery.
Don't you play modest with me, young man.
Dr. Rod Richardson, you are my favorite doctor of all time.
Dr. Richardson!
Oh, Rod Richardson!
Please. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a patient. I'm here for exactly the same reason you are.
You had a hysterectomy?
Well, not exactly the same reason. I'm here for exhaustion. My nerves are shot. I work long and difficult hours. Basically, I don't have a life.
You're acting, aren't you?
Oh, that's good. Act some more, okay?
All right, everybody. Okay. Back to your rooms. Mr. Grady needs his rest, and so do you. Come on, let's go. And you're causing a ruckus on my floor. So haul that Hollywood butt back on in that room.
Yes, ma'am. Gina.
Please, I have no time to talk. I'm on my way to the lab for test results and possibly a husband.
I think I can help.
Oh, Hank, this is so sudden.
Well, Sandy told me about your father.
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you for helping me in this way, Dr. Kaplan.
Well, now I'm your fiancé.
And I yours.
Well, now you can give me that urine sample for Mr. Kramer.
Greg, we still have Mrs. Chase scheduled for surgery. Are we going to get that consent form?
Annie, I've tried everything. I don't know what else to do.
You know, sometimes when a patient has a particular interest, it can help to share that with them.
You're telling me I'm knitting mittens with the woman.
I haven't studied his heart since my med boards. Okay, so this is your cousin Carlos, brother Lupe.
That's very good. Papa will be pleased.
Now, what was our first date again?
We went to midnight mass. Afterward, we had a Coke with a couple of nuns.
Okay, now, besides the family stuff, and of course the fact that I'm the only Catholic chaplain from Bensonhurst, what else does your father expect of me?
I may have mentioned that in addition to being a doctor, you are also a gentleman pig farmer.
Gina, this may come as a shock, but I know very little about pig farming.
Oh, don't worry. It's all here in the pig book.
Dr. Carroll, surgery, please. Dr. Carroll.
I am looking for Gina Cuevas.
Oh, you must be her father. I'm Annie Rowland, one of Gina's best friends. It's just that I thought she might have mentioned me.
I hope you and your husband have resumed sexual relations.
Yeah, we worked that out.
Papa!
Gina, my baby.
Oh, Papa. Feels like forever. How have you been?
Oh, I am well. Your mother sent her love.
Oh, and how are my brothers and sisters?
You have one less brother, Roberto.
He died.
He lied. I had to send him away. Now he paints Elvis on Velvet and Ensenada. Now this husband-to-be, where is he?
Oh, he's nearby, Papa, and he's very anxious to meet you. Oh, Hank! Come over here and meet Papa.
Ah, Senor Cuevas, Hank Kaplan.
Kaplan?
It's Irish.
Shortened from old Kaplan. So I'm sure Gina's told you I raise pigs. Big ones. Yeah, there's nothing like a big pig, I always say. Can he hear me?
Yes, he's waiting for you to say something he feels is worthy of a response.
Well, that'll be a while. Well, you must be a busy man. I know I've got rounds to make, so it was a pleasure meeting you, and visit our country again real soon.
Our business is not finished. I will see you later to decide if you're worthy of my daughter's hand.
Super. Looking forward to it. So the mass is over, and I go up to Sister Marietta, and I say, hey, how about a soda? And ba-boom, we're off to the deli.
What is the point of this story?
I don't know. But maybe you'd like this one. I'm schlepping around the house. I'm trying to figure out what I want to give up for Lent.
Papa, Hank knows all about our family, and he's very anxious to meet them.
That pleases me. Now, Gina, why do you love this man?
Why? Because he is strong and yet tender. He cares for other people and yet he has a strong sense of himself. He's the kind of man I can imagine spending the rest of my life with. He has a Jaguar.
Good. Now you. Tell me your feelings for my daughter.
Oh, well, Gina is very special.
Go on.
Well, she has the sweetest face and kindest heart. And she's humble, yet wise. And the first time I met her, I wanted to be close to her.
You are a man who obviously cares deeply for my daughter. I feel I can now return to my country with a sense of peace.
Great. When are you heading out?
After the wedding.
Wedding?
I feel she has been by herself in America long enough. When I go home, either Gina will be married or she will return home with me.
Oh, Senor Cuevas.
This is a problem for you?
No, I wouldn't call it a problem.
Fine. You will be married tomorrow.
Papa, why must it be so soon?
I have crops to harvest. I have a village to run. And I am on a non-refundable super saver. Welcome to our family, son.
Hey, the happy couple. How did it go?
Swell. Gina's father expects us to get married tomorrow.
And obviously we cannot get married, so now I will not be able to stay in this country.
Well, why don't you fake a quickie ceremony in the hospital chapel? That way your father goes home happy, you get to keep your life.
More lies. I cannot do it, Sandy. I love my father very much, and I have too much respect for him to continue this lying.
Gina, I am taking a marvelous tour of the hospital with your boss.
Everyone back to work. I don't want to hear any more of this union talk.
Papa, I have something to tell you.
And I have something to tell you. Look what your mother has sent.
Ay, Dios mío. The most treasured heirloom in our family. Great-great-great-grandmother's locket.
No, we lost that one. This is great-great-grandmother's locket. In our family, the locket is passed to the daughter on the day of her wedding to symbolize the beginning of her new life. Now, what did you have to tell me, my precious?
I don't know. What do I have to tell Papa?
That the wedding will take place tomorrow after work in the hospital chapel. Oy.
Married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. I can't help it. I love weddings. So excited. How many times do I have to tell you this is not a real wedding?
Gina, look what I got from the guys in post-op.
Gorgeous fine china.
Apparently we're registered.
I took the liberty. By the way, Hank, your family has sent nothing.
Annie, we are running out of time with Mrs. Chase. Her blood clot's moving. I was up half the night talking to her. She still won't sign the consent form.
Oh, y'all, what are we going to do? This woman really needs this operation.
Dr. Richardson, if I could just lose 20 pounds, I could get my husband back. Oh, write me a prescription.
I'm not a doctor. Annie, would you please tell this woman I'm not a doctor? All right, I'm a doctor. What do you want me to do? Go in there and make love to her?
Will you cut it out? Now, you're supposed to get her to sign this consent form. This is serious. I need you to be a real person here.
I can do real. Hello, Emily.
My goodness. Dr. Rod Richardson, what are you doing here?
I heard about your case, Emily. I'm here to offer a second opinion.
You don't think I should sign that stupid consent form, do you?
Emily, I'm concerned. For you and for all the good and decent people on this earth who love you. You're part of a human chain, Emily. A chain that needs you to hold it together. But you can break it. Or you can strengthen it for the bonds of all eternity. How'd you know I was going to say that?
Because that's what you say at the end of every Christmas episode.
Look, Mrs. Chase, obviously I'm not going to be able to fool you into doing this. All I can tell you is I've been watching these nurses, and I think they're great. And if they think you need the surgery, they're probably right. They wouldn't lie to you.
You don't think having the operation will kill me?
I have no idea. But Greg feels the risks are greater if you don't.
Greg, that man's an insult to mittens everywhere.
That was really unnecessary.
Greg has helped an awful lot of people. What do you say, Emily?
Well, I know you're not really a doctor, but you're so convincing that I'm going to sign.
Thank you, Mrs. Chase.
Well, you've made your speech. I've signed the consent form. Now do we make love?
Go for it, pal. Let us begin. Buckle. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to join Gina Cuevas and Hank Seamus O'Caplan in the bond of holy matrimony. Hank, do you take Gina to be your lawful wedded wife?
I do.
And Gina, do you take Hank to be your lawful wedded husband? To have and to hold. To love and to honor.
Wait, stop it. I can't go on with this. This marriage is not right. May I speak with my father in private, please?
Sure, baby.
What troubles you, my daughter?
Hank is not my fiancé. I just asked him to pretend this so that you would approve of my living in America. I love this country, Papa. And I love being a nurse here. I was afraid that you wouldn't understand how much this means to me.
I understand.
You do?
Yes. You have defied your faith. You have shown disrespect by lying to your father. You will leave this country with me tonight.
No.
What did you say?
I said no, Papa. What I have worked for here is too important. I'm sorry if you don't approve of the way I live.
So this is my last memory of my daughter, Gina? Saying no to your father?
Papa, I'm saying yes to me.
I see. So now I have one less daughter.
Somebody's got to bathe Mrs. Larkin.
Already did it.
Sandy, why don't you go take Mr. Ferris's blood pressure?
Done. 120/80.
I've got some files here for cardiology.
I'm on my way.
Poor thing. Ever since her father left, she's been so upset she's burying herself in work.
Dr. Warner,
Gina.
radiology.
Hey, what's the deal with the gifts? Do we get to keep them? Because radiology gave us some damn nice farberware. Hey, I'm sorry about what happened with your father.
It's all right, Frank, and I want to thank you for all the trouble that you went through.
Oh, hey, don't mention it. And believe me, this marriage worked out a lot better than my last one. You know, just for the record, you made a beautiful bride.
Dr. Granville, please call the operator. Dr. Granville.
Papa, you here?
Yes, I came back because I'm troubled, Gina. One by one, I seem to be losing my children. So I say to myself, perhaps this is a fault of mine. Perhaps the world is changing and I must change a little too.
Does this mean that you forgive me for lying, Papa?
No. For wanting your own life, this I must respect. So I brought you something to symbolize your new way of life here in America. The way you see fit to live it.
Great-great-grandmother's locket.
No, I lost that one too. I love you, Gina.
I love you, Papa.
Coming up, with a cast of characters everybody can identify with, they're our favorite 30-somethings. Patricia Arquette guest stars in tonight's episode, and all anyone could talk about is sex, sex, sex. It's 30-something next, only on Lifetime.